right. Well, we're here. It's another week. It's another live stream. So hopefully some people have gotten to get out and snowboard. TC, how many days do you have now?
4.
I've got 3. So we are definitely snowboarding. It is starting. So anyways, got a little ticker on the bottom going on for you guys. This week, rules are a little different. You can super chat, get a spin. Not all super chats guarantee a spin because we do have a time limit today. We got stuff to do. But for $100, you can get 100 entries into the Black Friday raffle, and you cannot get bankrupted later in next week's live stream. Because next week we're bringing back bankruptcy, where you could lose all your entries. So this is the only way to guarantee your entries will permanently stay in there. Do I expect anyone to buy it? No. Do I hope anyone buys it? Not really, because that's just obscene. But it's there. It's there, and we're doing it. So we got that. Also, if you're in the chat, we've got the poll of the week, which is worst chairlift person to ride with, clueless guy promoting clues, never summer fanboy, tourist acting like a local, and ski school. So feel free to answer that. We want to definitely, check your little box. We're going to do that. But we're going to try to answer as many questions as we can today. We're a little tired. It's been a long couple days. And if you are coming to Breckenridge tonight for the Locals Appreciation Party at the Riverwalk Center, we will be there, as well as a certain bird-eating Bennet. He'll be there as well. I got confirmation that he's coming. So we definitely want to hang out, slap some high fives, and see you guys. So, yeah. So, anyways, we are going to start with... We got 4 super chats in a row from letters, but I want to start with this one because it's funny. I'll give you a cuck. Hashtag spin to win. Hashtag RIPL Stacker. Just so you know, it cut it off, but he actually wasn't the first person to super chat today. So sorry, letters. I'm going to give this spin to Kevin Bees, our boy Beesiums, because I know he got in there first. Oh, yeah. And we don't honk around here. TC, you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, so we were heading up to A-Basin yesterday, just pulling into the parking lot, driving on the right side, like when you just pull around a normal parking lot, just driving, and there's this skier that's just standing in the middle of the road, just like walking, and we're like, okay. And I gave him like 20 seconds, 30 seconds to like realize we're right on his ass, and he easily can just walk over. But he didn't. He like decided to like keep walking, just like stay right in the way. So I gave him a little toot, not even like a wah, just like a toot. And he like looks over at me as I'm driving by and my window's down. And he goes, "We don't honk around here." I was like, "Well, we do," and just kept going. But it was like, get the fuck out of the way. Like you had so much room to walk anywhere you wanted. And just straight down the gut. And you're like, dude, like you heard my car coming. It's not like it's like an electric car or anything that you can't hear it. Like you definitely hear it coming, and it's like, dude, move. And he just wouldn't do it. So yeah, we had to give him a little honk. We do honk around here.
We do. He was just super entitled. Like he actually turned and looked at us and just kept on walking at one point. I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like fucking stupid ass skiers. We don't honk around here. And I was like, you probably don't come here that often because
and it's like, yeah, I am from the Midwest, but I hang out with a lot of people from the East Coast, and they taught me honking is like amazing, and I'm down with it. If someone's not paying attention at the light, you're getting a honk. If you're walking in the middle of the road, you're getting a honk. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah. But we're gonna read another super chat from Letters. New show idea: In the Weeds with Letters. So we're going to give Letters a couple spins here, see where we go. Haven't put bankruptcy back on the wheel yet, but it's coming. I got nothing on that one. Don't eat the yellow snow. Give him one more. Give him 3 for 4. Ooh, TC loves Taco Bell.
Yeah. Had it on Saturday.
$25 of it on Saturday.
Yeah. And then I was still hungry, so I had to make food at home. I was pissed about that.
You didn't eat enough.
No, I know. I should have got 2 of the Crave cases. Well, anyway, I digress.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to sneeze, I think.
Oh, no.
Excuse me. All right. So we got Brendan, the disgruntled historian, with the super chat. If you had to punish TC for malfeasance, would you have him exclusively wear spider outerwear or wear an enthusiastically promote a Ruroc helmet? Well, if he's in the helmet, you're not going to know that it's him. But I think him being in spider, and especially if I can choose, because he's getting a kid's large speed suit and the full length fur coat that doesn't zip.
Yes, I would.
That's all you're wearing.
Yeah, I'd rock that. I mean,
and you have to do it in a bank slalom.
Okay, that's
which
okay
on a Pisel.
Oh,
that's where we're going with that.
I mean, Spider just got bought by Volcom though, so.
Oh, you mean Prada?
Yeah, so it could be something sweet in the future. I don't know.
Yeah,
but definitely not Ruroc.
No, definitely not.
I don't wear a helmet to begin with.
That's your choice.
I know.
I have brain damage and holes in my brain. I have to.
That's fair.
Throat punch. Throat punch. All right. Well, we've got this super chat from Yim. Morning, boys. Glad to have finally made it. But he followed it up with, does a long radius side cut on a longer powder board always make for a missile, or can front foot drive, torsional flex, etc. allow for agility in deep snow? Not really shopping, just bored curious. What do you have to say on that subject?
I mean, generally speaking, with that longer side cut, they're going to put it on that more aggressive board. But, I mean, if you're in deep snow and it's not super aggressive, like on ride boards where they pretty much just put an X of carbon through it so you could still torsionally flex it, like it can be agile, yeah, where it doesn't have to be crazy stiff. But normally those are the two that go together, I would say. What do you think about it?
I mean, torsional flex, this is one of the reasons I never talk about side cut radius in the reviews, because if a board's torsionally soft and you can twist it, you can manipulate the carve on that, whether you disengage the front foot or not, and how you twist the board, and all in how you drive it from the rear or through the center in there. So a longer side cut, like on a groomer, if you're really putzing around slowly, that's when you kind of notice it. But if you crank the board, flex it, disengage your front foot, so you're really pushing the knee into the center of it, you can do it. The other thing is camber profile. And so many people look at this differently, but like a C2X versus a full reverse versus a full camber versus a setback camber changes everything in there as well. So, you know, and it kind of gets to this point where you're like, does it turn? Does it not turn? How does it turn? You know, like, does it hold an edge? Can I rail a turn? That's more what I look at. Like, to be honest, I don't even look at side cut numbers anymore. I probably haven't in like a decade. I'm just like, it turns or it doesn't. That's kind of where I'm at with that type of thing. So,
yeah,
let's give this person a spin. Ah, 2 entries.
Nice.
Mark it down, sir. Mark it down. That's where we need to be. Marking it down. So, all right.
Gotcha on there twice, him.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Ooh, this is actually a really good question from Chris Baum. Hi, guys. Thanks for making my Friday mornings in New Zealand fun. What snowboard company has the best tech to price ratio? # pray for Trey. Oh, Trey did not win the snowboard. we're long past that now. Trey did not collect. He did not pass go. He went to jail. Okay, so best tech to price ratio. I want to say realistically, it's probably Ride, because the way everything trickles down. Because you know you got slime wall, slim wall, metal slim wall, carbon array 345. You've got that great structured base in there, the good top sheets that absorb chatter. You know, like I think it's because it trickles down. And when you start looking at stuff like that Zero behind you, even an Agenda, that was stuff, some of the tech in that was high end 5-10 years ago. So I think that's really good bang for the buck right there. What do you think, sir?
I was literally thinking either Ride or possibly K2 as well. Because like my first thought was the ray gun pop. They put carbon in it, and
it's the gateway pop now.
It's the Gateway Pop. Yeah, okay. The Gateway Pop, but they put carbon in it, and it's like a $400 board, and it's like normally you don't get like that's intruded and like carbon board for that price point. You're like, okay, like that's a good deal. Otherwise, I was also kind of thinking Solomon as well, because like even looking at the regular Huck knife, $500. You're like, that's a pretty decent board for $500. Like it's a pretty solid board. Like same with the Huck Knife Pro. You're like, okay, that's really not breaking the bank. Where if you look at like Capita, you're looking at almost $700 if you're going to get like the super DOA. So you're like, okay,
yeah,
like that's the way I see it too. Is like you do get a lot of tech. They take a lot of tech from their ski stuff and then kind of make it affordable for snowboarders too. So you're like, okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. The random Japanese Zima just lurking in there. No, you're right with that. I mean, oh
God,
who actually has good price ratio too is Arbor.
Yeah,
they do for what you get in there because of the side cut technology and stuff. So, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with this one next. Well, we're gonna jump down here because this needs to be shown because our man did $99.99, which I'm gonna count that as 100. Taco Bell Catering Fund for AngryCon. Writing this off as education on taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll let that slide. You need a receipt? So yeah, he's getting 100. He's getting 100 entries into the Black Friday, which this is going to be the late night raffle because we're doing 3 live streams on Black Friday. So this is going to be the late night one. This is something completely separate. You won't be able to enter into it after the midday live stream on Black Friday, but we got this. But that's 100 entries that he cannot go bankrupt because we're bringing bankruptcy back.
He's on 100.
Yeah, 100. So
I think he's got 101 at least now because I remember him from last week.
The odds of winning something are very high right there.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of what I'm going for tonight. I'm just bringing sweat, stinky cash, and I'm like, I'm going to win based off of sheer numbers.
Oh yeah, so they do a raffle at the local day party. Last year they did an in-store raffle and a party raffle. So I bought some stuff, and I remember it was like the end of the night, and I'm putting my raffle ticket in, and there's this guy, and he's like, "Well, good luck in entering." And I looked at him and I go, "I don't need luck. I'm winning this," and I won it. I won a Rome snowboard. And then at the raffle that night, this girl Caroline, who's friends with Phil that works at Underground, she's like, "Yeah, I put my raffle ticket into the Volcom outerwear. I really want to win it." And I was like, "How bad do you want to win it?" And she's like, "Really bad." And I was like, "I'm going to win it." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to win it." And she's like, "You're not going to win shit. You're not going to do this, blah, blah, blah." And Phil's like, "Hold up. I went to a fundraiser with Averin once, and he looked at me because Phil's like, "I want to win that outerwear." And I was like, "I'm going to win it." And Phil's like, "What?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm winning the outerwear tonight. If I do, you can have it." So I looked at Caroline and I was like, "If I win the outerwear, you can have it." And Phil goes, and she's like, "You're full of shit. You're full of shit, right?" And she's saying this, and Phil's like, "Hold up. When he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it." So the first prize drawing, they pull it. I win. I'm in the back of the crowd. I was like, "Yo, Leanne, it's me." I come walking through, and there's like these girls from Boulder, and it just smelled like farts. And I was like, "Oh, it smells like farts. Get better cocaine, Boulder." And the girls are all stink eyeing me, and I like get up there and I get the microphone. And I was like, and we call her Carl, and I was like, "Carl, where are you? You need to come claim your outerwear. I just won you." And she like comes out of the crowd and she's like, "Seriously, you're going to give me $600 of Volcom outerwear?" I was like, "What the fuck am I going to do with it? I'm just going to give it away. You can fucking have it. The money is for a good cause. I can write this off on my taxes." So yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's tonight. TC and I are going in. I'm winning that 147 Jones split board. I have no use for it whatsoever.
There's a lot of stuff that had like a few tickets, and I was like, "Did I just enter in that?" I was like, "What am I going to do with that though?" Like, like a 47 split. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know what I'm going to do with the medium skins either, but I threw in for it. I don't even have a split board, so whatever.
It's okay. I'm going to win something tonight. I know it. because that's how I roll. All right, so we do have another $100 donation. So it's our boy Beziums. And if I do it, then Letters will do it because he likes to watch others do it first. This will help cover TC's taco budget. What size cold shoulder for a 140-pound rider? Rome Guild, still a good option. Hashtag free expensive entries. Hashtag bird milk. Hashtag drink Zima. Hashtag hail slim. Hashtag done and dusted. Okay, so for like a 140-pound rider, probably you're up in the Northwest. This is for wife. That's his wife's name. It's just wife. She doesn't have it. Okay. It's legally changed. It's just wife. So for wife, I would probably say either the 49 or the 52.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, depending on height.
The Rome Guild is super solid. So, yeah. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, we got two people that the odds are good right now between those two to win a snowboard. Yeah. So I'm liking that. So that's really good right there. So, okay. But yeah, we've been bouncing around on some stuff here. So I'm going to try to take some non-super chat questions, but we're kind of all over the place today. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, where are we? Oh, Jesus, did we just get another one? All right, I'm trying to find a good one. All right. Our boy, Jonathan Basilis, Crab Rangoon merch when? We do need to make some Crab Rangoon merch. It is the official snack of Angry Snowboarder after a day of riding now. Some people are tacos, we're Crab Rangoons. Shout out to Castaways Cove and Breckenridge.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Great happy hour.
Yeah. 3 to 6 happy hour. It's the best. And then we got our boy, Cameron Holmrast. Who here rides Clues? Dun, 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 dun.
You gonna ride those tomorrow?
Fuck no! It's a Friday! Jesus Christ, you trying to kill me? I weighed these things today, dude. Oh my God, I lost the screws. Oh, Jesus. Oh God, I'm never going to recover because I'll never be able to find parts for this thing.
No.
I weighed these on the scale today, and they're 2.458 pounds.
That's quite a bit.
For reference, my black labels that have a metal heel cup and should be heavy were only 1.89 or something.
Ooh, I was going to say 1.67.
Yeah, so it was different for sure. All right. We're going to take this super chat from our boy Tommie Weed here. My wife has a 149 Libtech number 43. Wants to use it as a backup board. She wants the Arbor Swoon. Is the 152 wide enough at the inserts for her 9 boots? 9 women's or 9 men's? That's the question. 9 men's, not going to work. 9 women's should be good because that grip tech bumps out. And speaking of Arbor, our boy Sean G is now the new Arbor rep for Colorado. And we have a great working relationship with him. Already talked to him. We're getting 2025 Arbor shit finally. Because we didn't get any in 2024. So
still in transit. It's still in transit, you know?
Yeah.
I think when we get to
it's now been in transit for 11 months.
Well, it's when we get the 2025 stuff, the 24 is going to show up. And we're like, well,
yeah, it's going to show up and every edge is going to be dented and the bindings are going to be missing pieces.
Hey, at least they're missing pieces and they're not stuck on.
They're that too. They're that too. All right, let's give Tommie here a spin. Oh, so close to 2 entries or a jumbo sticker pack. Right in the middle. Got the loser.
Loser.
All right. Let's see. You want to take this super chat from Anthony Hum? Is brake cleaner bad for base prep?
Brake cleaner is bad for everything except for cleaning your brakes.
Definitely do it in a well-ventilated area.
Yeah.
Don't be
or not for a freebie. I don't know. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, for the record, you really don't need to use, I was going to say brake cleaner. You don't need to use like base cleaner that much.
No, you definitely don't need to use brake cleaner.
No, But like you only need to use base cleaner like maybe once or twice a year. Like, and that's only in like the spring when you've been riding those greasy hot rails that like it all slides off onto your base. But like apart from that, like if you do a good job of waxing your board, like when you scrape it, it'll pull out a lot of that dirt and nasty stuff that's in there. And like if you're using base cleaner, it's just gonna pretty much strip away all of that wax that is already embedded into the board, making it fast, like without ever waxing it. And it just strips all that away, and you're gonna have like a super chalky board. And you're just gonna have to keep building that up. So like I have boards that I never use base cleaner on, like ever. I don't know. I know you use it once a year, and we use it when we give boards back, just because it's nice to give back a clean board. But like, yeah, like personal boards, you really don't have to.
Yeah, no.
And that shit's nasty to touch on your hands. It stinks. It stays on your hands for a while, even when you wash them. You're like, I still smell that nasty chemical.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people huff it.
Yeah, well, it's cheap.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we need 2 moderators for Black Friday. We've come to the conclusion we just need more people to moderate. It's a thankless job that gets you no perks whatsoever.
Maybe a small sticker pack if you do a good job.
Yeah, maybe if you do a good job, we'll send you a sticker pack.
If you do a good job.
But no, seriously though, we are looking for some moderators for Black Friday, people that can tune in, because that shit does go off the rails aggressively. So yeah.
You think we're in the weeds? It's more of the Amazon at that point.
It's fucking Jumanji, dude.
Robin Williams, right?
Oh God, yes. Fuck Jack Black.
He's okay.
No,
I could have went with you saying like fuck Kevin Hart, but Jack Black, he's got some stuff.
Nope. Jack Black hasn't made a good movie since Airborne.
Ever? What about
since Airborne? Actually, I'll give it to him. I Know What You Did Last Summer too, only because they killed him.
Okay.
Even though he was trying to be an appropriated white dreadlocked Rastafarian guy in the Bahamas. Like, no. Jack Black isn't funny. He's the same character in every fucking movie that he does. He has no acting range. He's just a pile of suck.
I don't know. I kind of like
his music is trash.
I don't care about that. I liked him in The Office. That was pretty good.
He was in The Office?
He was watching, or he was in a show that they were watching on the show. It was him and the super old lady in what movie is that? I don't know, one of the old three. It's not Betty White, I know that for sure, but she's the skinny one. The old lady in Beer Fest. Gam Gam.
The German one?
Beer Fest.
Was that Cloris Leachman?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So Cloris Leachman and Jack Black go back and rewatch it. It's pretty funny stuff. It's like, it's good.
Nope.
And I don't know how you don't like School of Rock. Everybody likes School of Rock.
Because it's a movie about manipulating children that have more talent than you to try to be better, and then you hide it and you pass it off. But the dude's basically a child predator. He's Jonathan Buckhouse.
I mean, that's any sports movie. Yeah.
Well, no talent ass clown. Ugh. Well, it finally happened, but our boy Letters has shown up. Add him to the list.
All right.
And he's like, 33 for Slushy, 33 for Slushy's wife, 33 for me, and 1 for the next person down.
Okay.
Can you do that?
You make the rules.
I make it up as I go along. You're more in charge than I am. You're the one that looks at the actual numbers of anything we do and go, this isn't working. I'm just like, what?
So we got Slushy's wife, we got Slushy,
and then him.
Letters. Okay.
And then we have to give one to this guy, Jammin' Fresh.
Okay.
So who actually has a legitimate question that I think we need to answer after this too.
Okay.
So you got that all written down?
Just on Jammin' Fresh right now.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
So he asked, how much do you think Clue and Outdoor Master pay? Because I see Snowboard Pro Camp is promoting that garbage now. So when Outdoor Master reached out to me 2 years ago, they were offering me a 40% commission on a $50 goggle. 40%. And they said that they would pay up to $1,500 a month. Clue, I believe, is offering they offer that 10% discount, and so it's a 10% commission as well. And I believe they're paying like $1,500 to $2,000 a month to promote it. But don't worry, we're not paid to endorse these. I'm gonna ride these with a lot of disdain and displeasure. Then TC gets to ride them.
They're like 10 times off our price. They need to step up that price. Lose $20,000. I'll endorse it for $20,000
rate for any shitty company that emails us and wants us to promote it. Like, there's this goggle company, Ski Warrior, as I call them, Skin Warrior. I get hit up about every day at the same time, and I keep telling them it's $20,000. We control the editorial, we control how it's distributed, and you have to provide the product so we can make the video with it. Sound like a deal? And they're always like, no response. But the goal is, I want a company that's just dumb enough to give us 20 grand to shit on the product and be like, we literally got paid 20 grand to tell you that this product sucks. So I can sit there and be like, yeah, this product fucking sucks. And they paid 20 grand. This is hurting their marketing budget now. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So, but yeah, they don't pay enough. Like anyone that's taking the paycheck from them is taking the easy bag, and they sold themselves out for very little. Okay, so I want to take this super chat from our boy Beziums. When you work with a company like Yes, and something like the Pisel happens, do they talk to you about how to improve it? They haven't talked to us, but they've definitely talked about us. Found that out today. Their global sales guy basically was like, yeah, they're the ones that shit all over the Pisel. So there's that.
Yeah.
It's like savagely shitting on them. And I was like, I wasn't even that bad. I just basically said it's the most uninspiring board I've ever ridden. So, there's that. But it is what it is at this point. Sometimes companies will reach out. Like, I always think of the first year that Marhar worked with us, those boards were bad. Like, I wanted to like them and they were all bad. And they saw the reviews, they did everything. So Nate, the owner, took it upon himself to literally tweak every single model to make it better. Then sent me all those models that I shit on, plus the other ones, and was like, here, review these. And I was like, wow, these are so much better. So much better. So, sometimes because we get a lot of stuff from reps, we just end up talking to the reps and they take it back to corporate.
And sometimes you see changes and you're like, oh, they did list it. And sometimes you're like, no, they're just going to keep doing them. So,
yeah. All right. So let's see. Okay. We'll take this super chat from our boy Patrick Zaransky up at Ski Cooper, which we will be there. Oh, did I forget to give him a spin, didn't I?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good catch. So that's
I don't want to skimp him.
Give him another entry to the 100 he's already got. But make sure you put that on the other paper, the one where he can go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's where we're at. All right. So now we're going to take this question from Patrick Zaransky up at Ski Cooper in Leadville, which we will be there 2/22/24. So next year, Thirsty Thursday, we'll be promoting that. What's your general opinion on 686? Hashtag spray skiers and cruisers. Hashtag bird boys. Hashtag Rangoon Roughnecks. Hashtag drink Malort. Hashtag AngryCon24. It's not AngryCon, it's just Thirsty Thursday. So I like 686. I think they make a lot of really solid stuff. I've actually owned a bunch of it. I actually have an around the town jacket that I wear and stuff. I think it's a really solid company. I think they're 30 years or close to 30 years in snowboarding now. So for some reason, I want to say they started in 93, but I don't think that's right. But maybe it is.
I don't know. I know they've been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like 686. Honestly, like bang for your buck wise, like if you want the most tech in your jackets, 686 is gonna have it. They're gonna have all these weird pockets that you're like, I don't know what this is for, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, that's for like a Kleenex dispenser. They have those little like actual Kleenex things, like the little wrapper ones that you can buy. You can literally have a little dispenser in your pocket for it. Like that shit's super unnecessary, but really cool at the same time. You're like, okay, I don't need it, but it's really nice to like be able to put something in there. But like just with their tech in general, like I mean, they did the bladder in the jacket, and then they did it in the bibs. And like I've never heard of anybody actually breaking that bladder. Like where it sits, it doesn't mess with you on the chairlift or anything. So like their R&D is great too.
One of the guys in the Discord said he popped the bladder and 686 warrantied it within like a week.
That's rad.
And basically, like I guess the bladder was full, and it was a full blown like just landed on it, and it just cannonballed and exploded.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
Also, for everyone just tuning in, because I see there's a bunch of you, we do have a poll going in the chat, so feel free to answer that. We're answering questions, super chats. The deal of the week right now is for $100 super chat. You get entered 100 entries into the Black Friday late night prize draw, and you cannot go bankrupt on a future live stream to lose those 100. Those are a guaranteed 100 entries into that prize draw. So we got that going on, which we've had 3 people enter, which really surprised me because I didn't think anyone would, but they did. No. But please don't feel obligated to do that. Like we're just being stupid with stuff because bankruptcy returns next week, and we're gonna get wild with that.
Well, last time we did the $100 for 100 entries or something like that, it didn't like nobody did it. So we're like, we'll do it again, and nobody will do it, but it's funny to do. Yeah, and like son of a bitch, they did it. So yeah, you know.
So it's one of those things, but we're trying to make it interesting. Like right now, we've also got our Shred Foundation fundraiser coming up. I haven't heard back from Danny, but we're getting all that dialed in. But between that fundraiser and Black Friday, we're going to give somewhere between 4 and 12 snowboards away, I believe. Something like that. It kind of depends on how things fall and how we do it, but I gotta divvy up some of the prizes, and that's the big prizes. There's other smaller prizes going on, and I got to talk to a few more companies and see what we can get. So yeah, we're definitely working on things for people. So let's give our boy Pat here a spin. Where are we at? Ooh. We still need 2 moderators. 2 moderators for Black Friday. We can discuss this later. And I feel like this super chat is for you from Red's Brotato. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Te quiero Taco Bell. I miss that little dog.
And spray skiers. And let's see. All right, so we just got another $100 because that's how we roll around here. And it comes with a request, but this is from Coffin. Please play the TC video more. Let me see if I can find it. I think I moved the video file the other day and I couldn't find it. I was looking for it, and I think, let's see. Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. There we go.
Oh my God!
Travis in the background. So, So anyways, yeah. There you guys go. You got the video of TC in the mini pipe at Copper.
We'll get a new unintentional one this year. I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, probably at some point if I ever take my phone out of my pocket.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone was asking today in one of the comments. They're like, when will we ever see videos of you riding? I was like, why do you want to watch some subpar riding from a guy going, why isn't this flexing the way it should? And me just like jumping up and down on a cat track, screaming at the board. It's like, it's not going to entertain you. So, so anyways, but we do have a super chat from our boy, Tommie Bennet, hashtag bird banner, because the birds have taken over with him. So we'll give Tommie a spin and see where that goes. Oh, it's the cuckening. The next person gets entered, which is our boys from Shred Ahead Snowboarding. One day away from the official birthday, after which I will be moving towards 80. So next I will be officially an octogenarian. Hope that helps. Yes, you need to become an octogenarian because I've been calling you one now for 3 years. And for anyone that doesn't know, Jim and Ted are 2 guys up in Idaho. They're older snowboarders, and I mean, they're like your grandparents. They provide really great advice. They're fun to watch, and they're just good guys, and we support Shred Ahead Snowboarding, so definitely check them out if you haven't. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but they're solid. So, all right. Let's see. Oliver Bugged. Do you like the Union times Beyond Metal Binding? Isn't that just a Force with a different colorway? Or is it an Atlas?
No, it's a, I think it's an Ultra with different straps. Or it's a no, it's a Strata high back. It's a hodgepodge. It's one of those.
Okay.
Where it's I think a Strata high back, Ultra straps, and I haven't looked at it in a while, but I think maybe a Force base on it. I would have to pull it up really quick.
It's something that I just probably will never ride.
I'll look it up really quick and we'll dissect.
But it's funny, speaking of Beyond Metal, Subby DeBuck is on K2.
He is, and I'm pretty stoked about that, actually.
Yeah.
So we have an Atlas chassis, Strata high back, Force straps. That's wild.
Yeah, that's definitely out there. All right, let's
actually that could be a dope binding.
I mean, it theoretically
it could be a dope binding.
It's like one of those ones I'm never gonna ask to ride it because it sells on the marketing of Beyond Metals alone. Which I'll tell you what, for the Beyond Metals crew, I'd rather buy their board from Battalion and that binding from Union than that bullshit outerwear they're popping out because it's rebranded dope. So
that's fair.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to take this super chat from my knees or cheese. Looking good, boys. Is there any chance ESPN can salvage the X Games this year, or is the crap train going to continue? Think there was more video game playing last year than actual snowboarding. So the whole reason the X Games really sucked last year with their live stream, the fact that they had that douche canoe, snowboard Jesus, and all those people there, was the company that owns them got sold. And so to maintain what they were doing or to be able to have the X Games, they hired out this firm in New York City that just was like, what do kids like? Minecraft and TikTok. And that's how they got it. But the new owner wants to, so just so everyone knows, Scotty James bought it. Like he bought a majority share in it.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
The press release is out. I can say it. I knew it at the X Games last year because I have insider information, but I wasn't allowed to say anything about it because confidentiality agreements, but now I can. So Scotty James bought it, and what he wants to do is change up the layout of the slope style, the half pipe, really make it more entertaining, bring in more snowboarders, make it more like what it was in the 90s and early 2000s than what it is now. He basically was like, we will never invite those ass clowns back. And I was like, yeah. So I think that that's like really the good thing there. So, so I think there is hope for it. But what I really think they need to do though is general public big air. Open it right up to anyone and just like watch people get fucking murdered.
Oh God, that jump scares the shit out of me.
Have you ever been down to Aspen to see it?
I've seen it after the fact.
So you know how big it is, though. Like when you see it after the fact and where it is, that thing is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, because they had it still up last year so people could train on it for the Olympics or something like that when we came through. And it was like looking at it from even being down on the ground and like looking up at it, you're like, that looks like a massive gap from here. And like it doesn't, and it normally when you're far away, as you know, you're like, that doesn't look that big. But when you get up to it, you're like, no, that thing's still fucking huge. Like it's tiny. It doesn't look tiny from afar, and it looks way bigger in person. You're like, I'm good on this.
The cheese wedge is like 45 feet tall.
Yeah, it's tall. Like
tall. That's bigger than the building I live in.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of snow, and it's because it's like 100 feet to the sweet spot, 120, something like that.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 100 and 120 to the sweet spot. So it's
you don't want to knuckle that.
Yeah, no, definitely don't want to knuckle that. So let's see. Oh, what do we got here? Trying to find some other questions. Just looking around. All right, we'll take this one from Andrew Holton. Just gave Creston my money to get my son his first pair of new boots. Kid is eight on Team Summit for his first season. You think the Ride Lasso Jr. is going to cut it? Jack Black is whack. Yes. I'm being validated here. Yeah, I think it's a Ride Lasso. I mean, as long as it fits him. The big thing is at 8, he might grow mid-season. That's the big issue.
The junior you might be able to take out the insole and get like a half size extra on it. I don't remember on that one.
That's what I'm trying to think. But I know that you went to see Creston at Christie's. So for anyone that doesn't know, if you're coming up and you want to demo anything, swing into coming up to Summit County, go to the Dillon Ridge Christie Sports, ask for Creston in the snowboard department, and their dudes at G fully back him 100%. So he's a good guy.
Depending on though, if you're concerned that they're not going to be enough boot for him, go with the Hera. Go with the women's version where it's going to be stiffer than the junior, but it's not going to be as stiff as the men's, and it's going to come in a size that's still going to fit his foot fine. Like when I worked at Powder Tools up in Steamboat, we always had the Winter Sports Club, pretty much the same thing as Team Summit, and we would put all of those dudes like that age in the women's boot just because it is enough stiffness for them. But it also fits their foot. When you're a kid, your foot's more like a woman's foot. Then it becomes all fat and nasty like a man's foot after you drop a bunch of shit on it. So, like, the women's boots will work too if you're concerned that it's not going to be stiff enough or going to pretty much hold up enough for him. You could always go over to that Hera side if he's in that size range.
Yeah, so you got options at least.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, my biggest worry is at 8, he grows middle of the season.
Yeah.
That's my big worry, but cross that bridge when you come to it. All right, so we're going to take this question from Ali Zacharone. How does one argue with Step-on fanboys? These days I give up and let them believe they're pro snowboarders. # pray for snow. Simple. When they're giving me the argument of like, well, I don't have to bend over. I was like, how do you get out of those? Well, I have to bend over. I was like, there you go. Well, it saves time. And I was like, okay, so let's put this down. And let's say it takes you 1 minute. 1 minute to strap in. Now, you figure that the average person, if they're riding a real resort with 2,000 vertical, they're probably gassed between 10 and 15 laps in a day. So let's say on the high end, that's 15 laps. So really, you're losing 15 minutes of your day? You're spending more time because some dumbass fell off the chairlift and it had to stop.
Like, and honestly, when you're strapping in, you're
always weird to me when they make them. And then the other thing is like, they're like, oh, it just integrates so much better. And I was like, it moves the lock-in point up higher on the heel. Like, I have a feeling that those boots, the Burton Step-ons, are going to cause more Achilles tendon issues down the road. And so that's where it's at. But I'm like, they're like, oh, it's so much quicker. It's so much easier. And I'm like, I don't know. It takes me like 10 seconds to strap in. Been doing it for years. Well, and my favorite are the people that are like, it's so hard to bend over. And I was like, snowboarding's hard to begin with. And you need balance to do that. And if you don't have the balance to strap in, does that mean you have the balance to actually ride?
What I tell people is I'm like, okay, sure. I was like, I prefer straps always because when you sit in the car, your seatbelt acts as a giant strap for your body. And it's like, would you rather have a seatbelt strapping you in, or would you rather when you sit down just snap your pants in with just little snaps and be like, all right, we're good. That's it. And clicked in. And it's like, you really trust that? Like, I don't know. You just talk to them about performance as well. Being like, there, you get so much more customizability with a pair of actual bindings. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you could say.
Yeah.
I don't know, because they still have to wipe their foot off when they go to put their boot in if it's a POW day. Like, oh, have them bring them out to like a hike to or something on the top of a cornice and try to have them step in on top of that. Ask them how that goes.
Yeah, true. So
yeah, have them do that.
All right.
We saw a dude at A Basin. He was trying to click in. We watched him coming up the chairlift. We're like, oh, this guy's got him. And he couldn't get it. He's like, am I in? Am I in? And then he ended up having to stop and make sure that he was in. And it was like, well, we would have been strapped in and gone by then. So, like, yeah. That's all I got for it.
All right. Okay, so we're going to take this one from Beishinja. Rest in pepperonis to the Eldora tree hugger. Evidently, someone decided to ride trees today at Eldora and hit a tree and got airlifted out.
Hopefully they're okay.
There is no base inside the trees.
No, like, even last year when I went to Eldora in the spring, like a couple weeks before they said they were closing, there were some gnarly rocks poking out, like in the run and in the trees. So it was like I looked at the trees and I was like, I don't know who rides these, but it's tight and it's not, unless you get fresh powder. I think those are just a no-go zone.
I'm just trying to figure out why you would think on their opening day you should just like, or maybe they opened last week, but whatever. Within the first week of them opening, why you should try to go ride trees. I'm just like,
yeah.
Let's get this.
Even the first time we go in the season, I'm like, are they okay? And it's like, I think so. But it's like, I don't know. I'm always scared.
I usually go as fast as possible, and then I hear a lot of clanking noises, and I'm just like, I'll look at the base of this board later.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of where I'm at. Oh, well, sir, you won yourself a jumbo sticker pack. So you got to email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and with your mailing address, and I'll get that in the mail to you, and then you can slap stickers on your snowboard. And it's proven that if you add a Angry Snowboarder sticker to your snowboard, you gain 5 horsepower. It's
true.
Yeah. So
if you add Flame Tech, you get about 25 extra. That's why they put it on the new dance hall.
Yeah. I think we have to take this question because this is fucking hilarious.
Okay.
From Tibby TT. Do you have any experience with Johan Malkoski? He seemed to push Chris Grenier's buttons a few times on the bum. I got Johan stories for days. That dude threatened to punch me in the face once. Now we get along great. Oh, Johan. So Johan is the sales manager for C3. No one doesn't. So Capita Union Coal. Really, he just handles like the union side, I think, the most, and then Capita. Mm-hmm. But he is an old head. He started Powder Tools up in Steamboat. I don't think a lot of people know that. He worked for Drake and Northwave for years. And then started Union and Capita and all that. So he's been around. That dude knows how to push buttons. He's a masshole and he's proud of it. Yeah. He and I have pushed each other's buttons. We used to go back and forth so many times. Like, he's actually mellowed out a lot since he recovered from cancer. But
yes, he has gotten soft. Just based on the story,
softer.
I haven't seen him.
He's not soft.
Yeah.
He's
gotten softer. Sorry, Johan, if you're watching, you're not soft, but you've gotten softer. But first time I ever met him, it was probably 5 years ago. He stopped up at Powder Tools because he was in town for the trade shows and everything, and he's like, let's let's go check out the old stomping grounds. I'm talking with him, and we just got done riding that day, and he looks at my bindings, and I'm wearing or have a pair of Union Force Pro teams, whatever. And he's like, "You rotate your high backs?" I was like, "I do." He goes, "Who told you to do that?" And I was like, "Oh, Bernie and Jarvis." And he goes, "First off, those two guys both have gauges. Don't ever trust anybody with an ear piercing that's past 40." Or he goes, "Don't trust a man with an ear piercing past 40 years old. Those guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about." And I was like, "Oh, shit, okay." He goes, "We specifically designed those bindings so you don't have to do that because people are morons." And he's like, "Don't listen to them." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Sounds good to me." But yeah, I mean, he'll tell you how it is, and I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, he's a lot like me. He's just gonna say what he's thinking.
Yeah,
it's fine. It
but as
rubs
long as you
people
do
the wrong way sometimes. He and I
Yeah.
got used to argue over different things about the direction of Capita and Union on stuff, and I was just like, he got all pissed off because I got hung up on their the screw on the toe ratchet, and I was like, and how their screws would back out, and I was like, your screws back out. No, and I was like, and we would do that. We were going back and forth on shit like that and stuff, and I was like, look, man, everything I'm saying is so that you take that feedback and make your product better. Like that's where it's at. Like, I know he's very happy with the Megadeth review that we put out because we sold a fuck ton of that in the first week. Like, to the point Evo and REI ran out of them online. So now I had to swap out the links to like Peter Glenn and Gravity Coalition or something. So there are links. So that board is available again. But yeah, he's not a bad dude. I'm not saying that. He's just an opinionated guy, and some people can't handle it. If you're not from the East, you don't understand how to deal with East Coast people. Like, I spent 22 years there. I grew up with it. I grew up in the Rust Belt, man. It's like the fucking worst of the worst.
Well, what's funny is they're both from Mass. So you're like, you should know what's going to happen.
He was kind of like hoping. I caught a part of it. He was kind of hoping he was going to shit on influencers. And he's like, dude, I can give these guys a board and they'll sell like 10 boards in a weekend with this thing. Like, and Grenier's trying to do reviews on Bombhole. I really want to reach out to him and be like, dude, you are fucking leaving money on the table. Please let me tell you how to make more money and show you how to do this better. Because if you're doing it better, it elevates all of us. Like, don't be like the other guys that fucking suck. Be one of the leaders of it in there. And I think that was the whole point. And, and I think Grenier was pissed because he's like, I'm a pro rider and like I'm endorsing. And that's cool. There's people that will buy from people that are pro riders. But to be honest, I see the numbers that we do. And I was like, and I talk with sales guys and I talk with reps and they're like, you move more product. And they're like, I can't remember which rep it was, but they basically told me that if we were a shop for their territory, we would be their largest independent shop, rivaling chains like Evo, Christie's, Sun and Ski, like that. They basically said because of the amount of product that we move. And I'm like, it is what it is. It's for everyone, but I take that approach. Like, I know I am not for everyone. I know that there are plenty of people that do not want to watch this channel because of the things that come out of my mouth. But I also know that there are plenty of people that will watch it. That's fine, man. You want to go watch someone that's crappy, that makes shitty content and leaves guns out for 7-year-olds to find, go fucking do it. That's on you, Shout out to Jonathan Buckhouse for doing reviews on boards from 7 years ago. Good for you, buddy. Remember, the 2017 Spring Break Slush Slasher is the exact same as the new one. Like, fucking retard. Like, no. Johan should be on the bomb hole a little bit more, in my opinion, because that is some color commentary that's like definitely needs to be heard. It's fucking hilarious. Like, I saw the clip and was like, he said it. So,
yeah, Johan's good shit. He just cares about snowboarding. That's literally what
he does.
And
he does. That was one of the things he and I talked about, like, at the end of everything with our, like, we butt heads. We know it, but at the end of the day, we were both like, we both love snowboarding and we want it in a better position than where it was when we found it. Mm-hmm. And we both agree with that. And, I can respect what he's done and what he's doing and stuff. I might not agree with him all the time, but at least he and I, like, there's no doubt in our minds that we both love snowboarding. I mean, he used to fly in for opening day at A Basin. Like I used to always see him in there and stuff. So it was funny because the one year him and Graves were up there, and I think Graves was on the Travis Parker Unorthodox, the orange top sheet one, the Texas. And I was like, oh, I used to have that board. He goes, oh yeah, what'd you think of it? I was like, I broke it. And that was like the end of the conversation. They were just like, oh. So, but we got another $100 donation. Add Dan M to the list, and he's like, I'm a sucker for sweet deals, and this definitely qualifies. But really, I'm just happy to support. Vote with dollars or some such. Thanks for all you do, and you too, TC. Hashtag Benetek Bird Boys. Hashtag all the hashtags. Hashtag RIP peacefully. My 100 bones. Hashtag you are going to a better place. Hashtag John Q Public. That's a lot of hashtags in there.
Yeah.
But now that is 4 people. And they cannot lose their entry in the raffle. Like, just on that alone, you know, you're 1 in 4. Well, technically, Letters kind of screwed it up with his whole
thing.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing, but yeah.
So, all right. Well, we'll take this question from Buck Choy. Which I accidentally clicked this, but yes, we've talked about this. Did you hear about Jonathan Fuckhouse's firearm discharged by a 7-year-old? Oh, yeah. November 29th, he's got his day in court. We've talked about it. If you go back 2 live streams, the last 27 minutes of it's the last live stream of October. I go into the whole thing. We don't need to rehash it here. I have said my piece. The kid is a fucking retard. He knows how we feel about him. Actually, all it took was me posting a meme about him with a link to the article for him to finally block me. So I feel like that's a win-win. So,
yeah.
Ooh. Join Angry Snowboarder VIP. Join it. All right. So we're going to take this question from Michael Pham. New Orca any different than past years? My cousin keeps telling me to get one. Well, your cousin's probably on the Orca Horde train there. But there's Golden Orca, regular Orca, Apex Orca, Apex, Golden Orca, Double Omega, Platinum Orca. Like, every one of them is different. Actually, Saturday, the Golden Apex Orca review drops. So we do have that. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see.
But otherwise, past year is the exact same as the original. Don't fall for the cult. Don't drink the juice. There's better stuff.
There's way better boards. It's a fun board. I get who it's for. Those people are great. I had a guy literally preaching all the way up Super Be It Copper to me about how fucking great it was. Blah, 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 blah. And he started misquoting me for my review. And I just looked at him and I go, dude, I never fucking said that in my review right as we got to the top. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I never said that. I was like, on top of the fact, dude, you're 6'1", 200 pounds, and you bought the biggest size possible. You're completely defeating the purpose of that board. All right. Well, we're going to take this super chat from Letters. Spin for Mrs. Slushy, hashtag Rangoon Roughnecks. So we're all over the place today. We're all over the place. So
small sticker
he just won himself a small sticker pack. Add it to the collection.
Or is that for? It's a spin for Miss Slushy though. So is that a Miss Slushy sticker pack?
Yes, we'll give it to her.
Yep.
It's okay. I have their address somewhere.
Hopefully, it's the same person as Slushy's wife. Otherwise, this could get.
Maybe it's his mistress. You never know.
I don't know, but somebody will just put Miss Slushy on there, and we'll see.
All right, we're gonna take this super chat from Ian. Just keeping you afloat. Hashtag spray skiers. Always spray skiers. Which I kind of want to talk about my friend Zach today. Oh, the cuckening. Next person gets entered. Oh, well, that goes down to Anthony C. And I'll answer this question from him in a minute, which is a super chat question. But my friend Zack Dove, great dude. Love this guy so much. He's just doing. So today I gave him one of the Ride Snowboard spray ski stickers, and he's like, day 2, no one is safe. And then that was 5 hours ago. 2 hours ago, he's like, keeping Uncle Averin proud. Spray count was ridiculous today. 2 ski racers, 4 kids, 6 women, 7 rad dads, 3 snowboarders in dope snow kits, even got 2 chasers and 1 cool bro that waited for me at the top and wanted to fight me. Back to the desert before they pulled my pass. That man is a fucking menace. And I love it. I love every minute of it. He literally drove up to A-Base and sprayed people for 3 hours and then drove back to Salida. He understood the assignment on that one. So props to my friend Zach. He's a great dude. I love him. Yeah. All right. So we're going to take this super chat from Anthony C. K2 Clickers HB. Would you ever consider a test/review? They even have the K2 Thraxis boot. So here's the funny thing. I was supposed to get a set of size 10 Thraxis Clicker HBs to test them out. And for some reason, they just like never got them to me. I have no problem testing them out. Like, I know that boot's going to fit me, which is nice. And with it just having the same shell, I can pull my liner and footbed and shove it right in there. I'm not like anyone that thinks I'm above technology, because I get this one all the time. You hate technology. That's why you talk shit on this. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking paid $289 to buy these, to review these for you people. I fucking hate technology. I got a set of the Bonheimer fucking freebase bindings. I tested those. Like, if you go back and look through the catalog of stuff I've personally ridden, I've done it. What about UTC? Would you test them?
I would. I mean, honestly, from what I've heard from people, is they've gotten better feedback than the Burton ones have. Like, yes, the boot is going to be more heavy, but they feel way more secure. They didn't get pressure points with the boot. That could just be because the boot fits them better. But like, it's all that older market that you would expect, like 50s to 60s, just going with their kids, that sort of thing. Just need something easy in and out. And it's like, they said they loved it. And like, I've sold them to like 20-year-old girls, and they were like, yeah, this is awesome. I don't have to worry about anything. You feel secure in them. They're like, their mounting system is heavy duty. Like, I believe they get it from Shimano.
Well, yeah, so, they do. But what they did, so they learned their lesson from the late 90s. Yeah. So before, when you would walk in the boot, you would be stepping on the cleat, wearing it down.
Yep.
So it was like this pivot point. So what they did is they recessed the cleat up into the sole of the boot. When you look at the HB, if you don't see the HB logo on there, you would never know that it's a different boot. Because you could take that boot and literally strap into a strap binding with it and be fine. Like, when Gershon worked for K2, he and I talked about it all the time. He grew up skateboarding, and he's like, well, the whole point of this is that it gives you a lot of lateral play. And he's like, that's what I like. And he goes, you grew up skateboarding. I was like, I did, but I had really bad ankles. I need more support. But I was like, he and I talked for probably 2 hours about it. And he explained the whole theory of it and what they were doing. And I was like, it makes sense to me. The way it attaches, it looks like it's going to have more play in it the way you would actually want versus like having it like on the Burton where it's locked up on your heel or above your Achilles and shit. And then you got those 2 weird clips and you hear that clicking noise and shit. So to me, I don't think it's a bad idea. I know it's not going to be the binding for me. I'm not at that point in my life where I need something like that. I need more performance. I mean, I ride 120, 150 days a year. You do too. But if I was like 55 years old, just because, I'd be a mountain dad. Let's just be real. Mountain dads, we have kids later in life. I'd be a mountain dad with my kids. I'd be like, yeah, fine. This is great for me, schlepping them around on the magic carpet and taking them down blues and shit like that are flat as fuck. It makes sense to me. So yeah, I'm not above it. I'm not. So no. I do think that the K2 boots are better than the Burton ones, 100%.
100%.
I cannot fit into a Burton boot without all sorts of foot pain and cramps and stuff. So
you don't have a club foot.
That's true. I don't.
Yeah.
I just got collapsed arches, but let's give this man a spin. Don't eat the yellow snow. It's not good. It's not good. Don't eat yellow snow. All right. We're going to give Ruff here a spin for weekly support and spins. That's easy enough.
He already donated 100.
Yeah, but he got he almost got 10 more entries.
He almost got 10 more.
Loser. He was so close. He was so close. We'll take this super chat from Joe X. Spin to win. Keep pumping out content. Great job, guys. Dude, we're literally putting out at least a video a day for. I figure that daily videos will end sometime in February. Possibly. Maybe not. Because I got a message last night from Jason Keynes, he used to work with Omatic. He worked with Echelon. He's worked with other brands. He was a board designer. He does 3D shaping. He's working with Signal right now. And he's like, I got a couple 3D shaped boards from Signal I want you to ride. So we got Signals coming in. We're supposed to be getting dynos. We're picking up more K2. Hopefully we'll get some Arbor. So we got stuff coming. So obviously the more we get, the more we're going to put out for you guys. Plus, every Wednesday, you get a top 5. Monday and Friday, you're getting an explained video. Oh, well, there you go. Boom.
Oh,
Joe, get yourself a small sticker pack. Make sure you email me info@angrysnowboarder with that mailing address. I'll drop that in the mail to you. So, all right. Let's scroll down here and try to take some other ones. All right. Ooh. RJ Ghoul. Know of any shops in Bend that can add structure? I don't even know if Tactics does base work, but if they do, I'd give them a call and see.
I would imagine they have that full tune shop, I think.
Do they? I don't know. That's the problem.
I think it's I want to say it's like Evo's, where it's kind of just the machine. Like that big machine.
Oh, it's the big Montana that they just...
I think so. I don't quote me on it, but I imagine that's what Tactic would have since they are a big shop.
Okay. Well,
because I've been to the one in Portland.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. There might be a tune shop up at Bend itself, or a Bachelor, not Bend, Bachelor.
I bet there is.
I bet you, and that might be where up there I would tend to... The big thing is if you go to the resort, there's 2 ways you got to look at this if you go to their tune shop. The guy needs to be grizzled, haggard, and his hands have to be kind of gnarled. That dude will probably tune your shit. Or it has to be some young kid that looks like he's just old enough to have gotten out of the military, because he probably is, and he just likes working with machinery, and he also looks like he drinks the emulsifier. If he does, those are the 2 people you want to trust. So that's the best advice I can give you.
The emulsifier is non-toxic. I will tell you that.
My friend Taylor, who worked in the tune shop at Copper, moved up to Bachelor, and he's living in staff housing, but he's not working in the tune shop or anything for him. He's being a lifty, and I was like, that dude knows how to tune, and he does an amazing job. So, oh, well. RJ, won yourself a small sticker pack. Make sure you email me info@angrysnowboarder with that mailing address, and I'll drop that in the mail. All right. Let's see. All right. We'll take this question from David Waynes. I bought the Ride Deep Fake in a 151. I wear a 9.5 boot and have it paired with the Ride A8 bindings. What would be a better option for bindings? I mean, you could go up to the 9, but honestly, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would put on it, honestly. That or the 9, but if you already have the A8, you really don't need the 9.
You're good, man. Save the money.
Yeah. And I think the A8 is honestly stiffer than the 9 is.
They say that it is, but it's only because of the strap. It's something with the strap.
Well, I think it was the high back.
When you ride the 9 to the 8 series, there's a subtle difference, and you're like, eh. Well, honestly, the 9 doesn't even need to exist. Just either go 8 or 10.
It doesn't. But I like the strap on the 9 better than I like it on the 8. It's got that little bit of padding to it, which I really like, as opposed to just the straight molded one.
Yeah.
I could pull one out, but it's all the way outside. But yeah, I like the 9 better than the 8. That's just me, just because of the strap. Otherwise, it is such a subtle difference that you're like, they just made it because they wanted a stiff option if you wanted a non-binding area binding.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. All right. So we'll take this super chat from S01. Does the wheel spin both ways? We'll spin it the opposite way for you. You get one entry. All right.
All right.
Okay. We'll take this one from Andres Tanescu. Hi, Angry. Are there changes in the Now Select Pro this season? Yes, but I can't remember what they are. But I did review it. I know that much.
I rode that one.
Did you? Oh no, yeah, that's right. You did because I rode the drives.
They changed the strap on it. It's got more of a molded strap instead of they had like a molded padded strap before.
That's right, because the molded padded strap went to the fridge, and I rode the fridge, which is essentially the old Select Pro. That's the difference.
Yep. So they got a new molded strap. It's rad. I really like it a lot. Like if you're interested in them, the strap is better this season, in my opinion.
All right. Cool. All right. So we'll take this super chat from Arthur P. Angry, you rule, buddy. Now spin that shit. Love to watch your videos on a daily basis. Click the links, people, which you should click the links. So we've got the cultural mystery link of the week down below in the description. I put a bunch of snowboard movies in there, and there's some affiliate stuff. But go watch that snowboard content. You guys need to watch more culture, not vlogs. I'm worried about all of you. Feel people aren't watching enough. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. Let's we'll take this one from Tommie Bennet. Spin for the next person to use hashtag bird banner. All right. So we'll take a question and give them the spin, I guess. We'll take this one because from D-Rake the Schniznake. Reminder footprint insoles. You mentioned remind quite a bit, but the footprints seem legit. Oh, fuck. No. We got a video coming out, and once you see it, you're going to be like, I never want to buy that shit ever again.
I will tell you.
Molding seems really nice for someone like me with awkward shaped feet. It's not a true heat molding because you don't have a mold to set it in. They're just baking it so that it kind of contours.
It doesn't keep its shape. That's the main thing. Unless you have like literally your foot is completely flat on the bottom, it's not made for like regular feet.
This is this is fucking shit. The game changer is fucking trash. Like, no, if you've got really fucked up feet, go get full custom orthotics. Find a boot fitting shop. You want to find a ski shop that does custom boot fit, and you want someone that makes either a cork or a foam footbed. You do not want a hard epoxy one or carbon or anything like that. And you basically understand you're going to make multiple trips to them to really get it dialed in. It does take a little bit of effort. Something like 8% of people will get that custom footbed and be in and out and never back. Like when I lived in Steamboat, I had this guy over the course of 3 months. I worked on his footbeds 9 times. And on the 9th time, we got everything dialed in on his boot. And then when I moved down here, he actually came in the shop I was working at. He's like, I still have the footbeds. They still work. He's like, you're great. And then bought a bunch of other shit from me. So yeah. So we're going to give this guy Tommie's spin though. Yeah,
definitely. Definitely going to want to just suck it up, pay the $150 to $200. And it's going to be perfect for your foot.
Yes.
Like, especially if they're pretty messed up, like it's definitely going to work the best. Like if you have 2 different size arches, you're going to have to do it. It's going to make your boots fit way better. And it's going to be so much better for your just body in general. Like it's insane that in the US, we don't sell aftermarket like footbeds with like every pair of shoes. Like you go over to Europe and you buy a pair of shoes, they're going to sell you a pair of footbeds just because the ones that come in there are shit and they're good for nobody. And that's why Americans have the worst feet on the planet, but whatever.
Well, it's because we're soft and weak.
Yeah, like baby.
We need more adversity. Bring back orphanages. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah. We don't have to bring it back. Just start putting the orphans in front of the grocery store. You're going to have to get it. It's like the puppies. you see an orphan puppy and it's in the grocery
You
store.
know how many orphan kids I would end up with?
Dana Tosh has a really good stand-up bit on that.
Do you know how many I would end up with?
See?
I'd have taco carts all across Summit County. They'd all be working. I'd be like, you don't need to go to school. We're homeschooling. I'm teaching you finances at an early age.
Yeah, see? You just said you would have picked up about 5 of them. So it's like,
I'm thinking like 23. One of them has to be my blood type and have organs I can use.
It's true. But yeah, it's kind of, that'll get rid of the problem.
Yeah.
You put the problem in everybody's face when they're going to Whole Foods. They can afford a kid. All right?
If you can shop at Whole Foods, you can afford a lot of things.
Yeah.
I can't even afford to roll into their parking lot.
I don't even look at it. It scares me.
I get off at the first Frisco exit so I don't have to drive past it from the highway. That place is scary.
Fair. Yeah.
Scary. On a Saturday, do you know how many van lifers are there? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
A lot of Patagonia in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Patagonia and granola boarding. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this one from Senior Kobe. RJ Gould, who asked about the base work. Berg's in Eugene, Oregon has you covered. It's 2 hours away, but it's worth it. And there's a really good local shop they're a really good local shop that's been around since the 50s. Just give them a call. There you go.
There you go.
Is there thing from them? Which is weird, but okay. Let's see. We'll take this super chat from. Why is that not working? There we go. Turkey Loco. New vehicle spin for stickers. Oh, got to get you covered. We got new bumper stickers coming.
Yep.
Like good ones. Good ones. Ooh, we need 2 moderators for Black Friday too. Let's see. Okay, we'll take this super chat from Why Are You on YouTube? What's a board I can recommend to my idiot coworkers who have never snowboarded and keep asking me to help choose gear and don't want a yes basic #why? Ride Agenda, K2. If you can find the last year's Ray Gun Pop, that's good. Otherwise, the Gateway Pop are good. Rome Warden, have we put the top 5 beginner board list out yet? I don't think we have we?
I don't think so. Nidecker score. Nidecker
score, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, Solomon Sight, Solomon Pulse.
Go with the Sight over the Pulse. It's a little higher end. The Pulse, Pulse is like my first Fisher Price board.
Well, maybe that's what they need. But we gave them a bunch. Well, they said never snowboarded, so
yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. So all right, let's get this man.
Skate Banana.
Oh yeah. Don't eat yellow snow. All right, let's see what we got here. I like this question from CJOL913. What reasons do people buy clue bindings? Stupidity. They got them for free, and the idiot people that. Well, the big one I'm noticing is there's a whole bunch of like shitty YouTube people that these people follow, and they'll just follow them blindly and buy shit, and that's what it is. Like, I would never buy this binding. It literally looks like a Solomon rental binding. It's not good.
That's what we compared it to, but I was like, I'd rather ride the Solomon rental. It's got more dampening in it at least, and better straps.
Yeah, exactly. So, shit's all. It's just like, anytime I see people like, I'm getting those, and I'm just like, why? Are you fucking retarded? Like,
they got the money for it, I guess. I'm honestly, I have
$500 for this.
I have a problem.
My black labels are $550 and actually have innovative technology in them, and they're lighter. So,
they're the same price as the Atlas FC, and those are made in the Lamborghini factory. So it's like, you want a piece of a Lamborghini for $550, or you want a pair of clues?
I want a piece of the Lamborghini.
I want a piece of the Lamborghini too for $550.
Realistically, I want to buy that '89 Fiero GT that's in Denver for $3,500, and then buy the Lamborghini kit car body that's also for sale outside Colorado Springs for $1,500, and then I want to put a plow on the front of it.
That's fair.
And then I want to rip that thing around Summit County. And people be like, the guy with the Lamborghini with the plow on it. And I'm like, it's not a fucking Lamborghini. It's fake as fuck.
You might need, I don't know how you would mount a plow to that. We'd have to cut the shit out of the bumper.
So I figured this out. Basically, I have to build a chassis that the plow, like a steel chassis, right? Then I have to go under the body and weld that to the frame.
Yeah.
And it should stick out just far enough off of it if I weld it back to right in front of the front wheel welds and do this. So basically, I got to fabricate the whole thing. Then I have to run the electrical through it, and then because the engine's in the back in that, so I don't have to worry about that. So I run it through the frunk, and then I run it in, and then I can have the control for the plow in there. So, yeah, that's it's work, but it can be done.
All right.
But at the same time, my brother sent me a 1969 car tank that's for sale, and he's like, we should buy this. And I was like, we should totally buy this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My brother and I are now contemplating buying a tank.
It'll go well with your silo.
Turbo in it. Because it hits 70 miles an hour. It can crush cars. So I was like, I don't know.
It'll go well with your missile silo that you're buying too.
The missile silo is 2.1 million.
Yeah.
Because you get the lake. The lake is really what it is. The missile silo.
Oh, you get the lake.
Yeah.
Oh. Any fish in that lake?
Oh, yeah.
We'll start our own
like
guide
800
service in the
acres,
summer.
too. Like the land, and the lake, and everything.
That's a business expense.
But I'd have a NORAD missile silo underneath me.
Can we get in there?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're gonna get back to
renovated it. So it's crazy. So there's a landing strip and a hangar for your plane. There's a helipad. It comes with a 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath cabin, but it's a 2-story cabin. You go into the basement, and then there's the blast door. You open the blast door, and then you go down the spiral staircase 2 stories, and that's been renovated. Then you can go down the next story, and that's renovated. But then it goes down like 6 or 7 more stories. And they basically said you do need to drain the bottom of it because it does have standing water. And I was like, I'm just going to sump pump. It'll be fine. Either that or just turn it into a swimming pool. I don't know.
Just seal that door up and be like, we don't go down to that.
Yeah,
one. We don't go down.
Yeah,
to
my
that
luck.
one.
I seal it up. It turns into those spore people from The Last of Us, and that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Looking around for some more questions. Oh, I like this one from Peter Dabrowski. What's the best 2-seater convertible to drive to the mountain on a powder day? # bird banner, # cuck luck. Well, I mean, a lot of people would try to tell you it's a Miata, but I'm really on this Fiero train right now. And, if you get the right kit for it, you could make it a Fiero Ferrari convertible. Just hear me out. A V6 Pontiac Ferrari.
I mean, I have seen, there was the Dodge Charger 2-wheel drive that stopped me from getting to your birthday party last year. That's what caused the whole pile up because it just slid into both lanes of traffic and nobody could get past him. So that's also a solid option. Make sure they're bald tires, though. You want all that surface area on the ground.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We'll take this one from Hello Thomas. Forgot to have my question. I'm planning on picking up a Captain Mercury. Should I go with the 147 or the 150? I'm 136 pounds and 5'5". I ride mainly at Colorado resorts. Groomers, trees, pop. 47 for more freestyle focus. 50 if you want to charge a little bit more. Both of those would work for you. I'd probably actually push you more to the 50 because it'll probably be more versatile. But that's me. So, okay. I love this. From Brendan, the disgruntled historian. TC, just watch out cold again. You can mount a plow on anything if you believe in yourself. That's factually true.
Well,
That's factually true.
I was gonna say, I was like, we should try to find one of those Charger or the Is it a Challenger?
I think it might have actually been a Duster, like a 73 Duster or something. I don't know.
I wonder.
The problem is with the plow on the front, I can't see what the grill is, and the grill would be what would be the giveaway. But, you know.
We should try to buy that car.
No, it's a Hollywood car. They're expensive because they come with history.
You never know, though. They don't got the paperwork.
Sometimes.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just let you take stuff home with you.
Yeah, so it's true. That's true. Sometimes things just leave the set. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for anyone that's on Angry Snowboarder VIP, tomorrow you get another Averin and TC audio commentary because we watched the movie Shred with Dave England and Tom Green. So that goes up tomorrow at 9 or 10 a.m. I don't know. I scheduled it for tomorrow at some point. And then we're going to follow that up with the sequel, Shred 2, Boarding School Rejects.
Yep.
And then after that, I think we're going to watch Chalet Girl.
I'm down. I haven't seen that one. I don't even know what that's about.
Oh, that just looks bad. That just looks awful.
Good.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch that, and then I still want to find Shredder, the slasher that takes place at the ski resort, because there's a scene where they've got the big industrial snowblower, like the big monster ones you see in California, and they throw a chick in it. And they're just like, and you're just like, that's cool. So
that's cool.
That's cool. All right. So yeah. So that's kind of where we want to go with that one. But yeah. All right. We'll take this one from Eric Chen, Super Chat. Since I'm old and fat with a bad back, I just bought a pair of Supermatics to pair on a K2 Passport. Good enough combo? Thanks. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. If you're the ideal person, if you've got a bad back, you're a little overweight, you're kind of out of shape, and you're just cruising. Passport's a great cruiser board for a dad. Supermatics is a great one. I mean, just understand you still do have to bend down to release it, at least 1 foot. And if you step on the release tab, be careful. Use less pressure than you think to push it down because you can crack them. But they've strengthened them up, but you can still crack them.
Yeah, it's weird. You have to push down and pull your foot out. I always recommend to people, when you get your board mounted up and everything, just sit on the couch and just practice kind of pulling your foot up and down to get used to how you have to slide it in and pull it out. Just because it did take me a little bit to figure it out. Once I did, it was totally fine. It was just finding the right way to get your foot in.
Yeah, there's you kind of have to kick it in at an angle and then step down a little harder till that wheel in the back slides you in and then it locks.
Yeah, the wheel is your best friend.
Yes. Yes, the wheel is your best friend on that. Just like this wheel is Letter's best friend. So, but let's give you a spin, Eric. Oh, you got nothing. Bummer.
Damn.
All right.
Well, you got a new setup, so be stoked about that.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, we'll take this one from Michael Mega X. Can we get a Monarch meetup this season? We've talked about it. Shouldn't they be later this month opening and doing their can drive? Like you bring some goods and you get a free lift ticket. But I know TC and I each get 3 days there with our basin passes. So there will definitely be something down that way. Monarch's fun. You've ridden Monarch, right? Yeah.
The backcountry at Monarch and a couple runs there, but it was awesome. It was a 36-inch day. It was the shit. And it was untouched pow when we left that day too. Everybody stayed in the same line, and it was oh god, there's side hits and there's natural sweet features everywhere. So okay.
Yeah. I like this. From Thick Boy 69. Out of the textile lab early this week. Spin for death. Maybe we should put death on the wheel next week. Put death on the wheel, and it just means you can't get any more spins the rest of the day. You're just limited. Don't eat yellow snow. Oh, all right. And then we got this one from Joe Gunn. Just ordered the Dance Hall Pro and a 156. What matches up best? Union Strata, Battalion Astro ASIM, now Select Pros, or all of the above? I would go with the Astro ASIM personally. I think that's probably the best one for that. But that's just me with that. I don't know. What do you think?
I really like the Select Pros. and just because that board they say is going to be a little bit stiffer, I might go with the Select Pro. So it doesn't have as much lateral play to it, where it's supposed to be like, I don't know. I think what they said with that board is it's like your bank slalom like dream, pretty much, like turns fast, extremely fast, race pace, all that shit.
Yeah.
So I would probably go there or the Astor Sim. Like, you can't go wrong with it if it's going to be your daily driver. You'd have no problems with the Astor Sim. I'd just stay away from the Strata. I think that mini disc is just going to be a little bit too much play for what you want to get out of that board, like to get the full guts out of that thing.
Yeah. So yeah, you got options there. Let's see. Two entries for this man. 2 entries for Joe Gunn.
Mr. Gunn.
Yes. All right. Let's take this one from Stress Type 4. Have true twins. Would an Amplid Morning Glory be outside my stats? 5'9", 160 pounds, 8.5 boots. Better alternatives for me. Advanced on piece, but never go into the pod deeper than 1 to 2 feet. The Morning Glory only comes in a 160, and it's a wide. You're not going to have enough for it. If you're looking at Amplid, you'd probably be better off going with a kill switch instead with those stats, or even the smaller Safari, because I think there's a 53 in that, but I might be wrong off the top of my head. Otherwise, I think like you're a prime candidate for like a Jones Mind Expander. What do you have for him, TC?
I mean, if he really likes twins, the Nitro Santaku.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what I would say. Because, I mean, like, I'm about 160, and, like, that board's going to have a soft tail to it where you could still, like, rip it and be totally fine on it. Like, that would be my recommendation for him for sure. Like, if you want to stay the twin route and still have a sick pow board, get yourself a Zima. You have a great day.
Well, no, this guy over here, Avery pouring a glass of Zima like we wouldn't know. That thing ain't open.
No,
it's a collector's item. I'm not. No. But we do owe this other guy we do owe him a spin.
We owe him a spin.
So we're gonna get to that. But no, if Zima came in a bottle this big, I'd be dead. I'd also have the most wicked heartburn ever. And we don't honk around here. Remember that.
And I don't think salt's gonna fix it with alcohol.
Yeah. Milo, were there any boards that you tested last year that you were super hyped to ride that turned out to be disappointing? Oh, yes, Pisel. Fuck that thing. God damn. That board on paper should have been like right up my alley. And it was just the biggest fucking letdown. And I was just like, ugh. And then I rode the Amplid data and I was like, wow, this is way softer than I thought it was going to be. That was kind of a letdown too. You didn't ride as much as me, but what were some of yours? Anything?
Well, we all know how I felt about the Cruiser. Although I wasn't looking forward to riding that board per se. But actually the Crew of Pencil was really fun. I was hyped. What was it? No. Yeah, I like that one. Shit. What didn't I like that I was looking forward to? Oh, the Standard Unink wasn't my favorite board I've ever ridden, and I really, really was excited for it because I was like, this seems like an awesome, like, everyday board, would be great for POW, everything, and I just didn't like it as much as everybody else did, I feel like. Where that was the one I had to ride that twice because I didn't believe what happened the first day, where I was like, this thing didn't hold an edge. And granted, that was the conditions because the next day it was fine, but still wasn't my favorite after like how excited I was to actually ride that board. So a little bummed on that one, but it was still a decent board. It just wasn't my favorite.
Right. All right. We'll take this one from Y Stewart. Sup, TC. How do you like your K2 Alchemist? Is it a good all-day ride? For directional free ride board, how do you compare the Alchemist and the Karua Pencil?
I mean, the Alchemist is going to be definitely more just all mountain. Like, you can ride that one switch still, where the Pencil is going to kind of pigeonhole you into, like, just hitting pretty much groomers, that sort of thing. where the Alchemist, you can still hit it on side hits. You can still take it in the park. I rode mine as a daily driver for the first season I got it, like every single day. I didn't want to get off it. And it technically wasn't even mine at the time. But I mean, you can daily drive it. Just know you're going to want to hit leg day leading up to the season. If that is going to be your daily driver, it does break in a little bit, but it's nothing that you're like, oh, this board's really soft now. It keeps its rigidity really well. And I probably have over 100 days on mine and it still feels almost brand new to it. So like hit leg day or just ride a lot and you're going to be totally fine riding that thing daily. Like one of my favorite boards.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Yeah, we're all over the place. Trying to find something here. Okay, we'll take this one from Stefa. Speaking of bindings, thoughts on the now defunct Union Contact Pro? I fucking hated that binding. I hated that binding. Oh my God, you felt everything underfoot. That was one of the most painful bindings I ever rode.
Never rode it.
Be happy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take this one from 0 Mile ADV. How's the Nidecker Mosquito and Trees? More party board or powder hound? Hashtag Nacho Libre. Hashtag Tenacious D. Hashtag hashtag you suck Jack Black's dick. Fuck that guy. Fucking,
that's what I'm talking about, 0 Mile.
Ah, dude. Oh my God, my dog's outside. She's trying to get in. No, the Mosquito is fine in trees because it actually has some torsional flex to it. It wouldn't be my first choice. You get into some really tight, flat stuff, it becomes a pain in the dick. But as long as there's a good pitch and they're evenly spaced, you can stay on top of it. Did you didn't ride the Mosquito? That was me, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Oh. We fucking ride too much shit. All right. Ooh, throat punch. I'd love to get that fucking throat punch, Jack Black. Fucking douche canoe. All right. Let's see. I want to take this one from Marcus Sharp. I'm watching on delay, but Powderhouse and Bend will add structure. Hear good things about Crow's Feet and Bend as well. There you go. A couple more for you, RJ. So we got that going on. Okay. We'll take this one from 00J Ferna. Advanced scene beginner recently moved from New England to Tennessee. Nearest tail worth the drive or North Carolina, West Virginia. Should I skip the 6-hour drive and just fly out west? I mean, I would.
It's probably going to be cheaper for you, too.
Like 6-hour drive is like from there would be like a 4-hour flight and then 2-hour drive up to some real mountains.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with everything. So
yeah, as long as you have an airport close to you, I would just fly out west.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, I think we're winding down with questions here. So
there was one question I wanted to answer.
Where is it?
It was from all the way in the beginning after letters bombarded us. It was one about foot steering.
Was it this one right here from Stress Type 4? What does it mean to drive a board in between your feet? Yeah. Quote from the Nitro Santaku review, or how do I do that? Okay, I'll let you take it. Yeah. You wanted it.
Well, yeah, I mean, guys got to know. So foot steering, like in between your feet or when you're steering in between your feet, is you're pretty much pushing your knees a little bit closer together to decamber that board a little more. So you're using that effective edge in between your feet as opposed to when you're normally riding. If you're getting really aggressive and you lean forward, or you're pretty much driving off of that contact point in the front of the board. Get those out of here. Or if you're kind of like getting super surfy and just whipping the tail around, you're pushing and driving off more of that back on that back contact point. But when you're driving a board from the middle, you're literally pushing your knees a little bit more together to decamber it. And that's where all your power is coming from, is directly underneath you. as opposed to the outsides where if you try to drive certain boards from like contact point to contact point, it's going to wash out and be way too soft on those tip and tail where it's not going to hold and you're going to like get bucked out of it. If you're too far forward, it'll buck you forward. If you're too far back, you'll just wash out. So that's what we mean by driving the board in between your feet. Like everything is right in between. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, it's the torsional twist of the board. And a lot of it is it's more back leg flex into the camber in the center of the board.
Yes.
So you're really doing that with disengaging the front. So you're kind of steering it. It's like you hit this point where with like a full camber board, you're steering out at the contact points. You're bringing that, even if it's still full camber, you're bringing it back more underfoot, ankle steering. It's like riding a skateboard with looser trucks. That's kind of it. All right. So let's close out the poll for the day. So worst chairlift person to ride with. Clueless guy promoting clues, 32%. Never summer fanboy, 11%. Tourist acting like a local, 30%. Ski school, 26%. I guess that lets us know how much people around here think about Clue. So, oh my God. People are trying to go see my dog. No, she's been sick, and I don't want to disturb her right now. She's kind of just doing her thing. She yacked all over her crate and then walked out of the crate and then yacked all over her bed. And I was just like, what is this? So, I think we'll take a few more questions and then we're going to get out of here because that's how we roll around here at least. Let's see. Trying to find some stuff. Yes, we missed a lot of people's super chats. That's kind of how it goes today. We've hit a point now where we cannot get everything. I try, but it is just not happening. This is why we need a producer. Someone that just pulls the questions. It's not on us anymore. Okay, we'll take this one from Sebastian Resmer. For all day riding, no park, a lot of fast riding with my ski friends, some trees and small jumps. Captain Mercury, Burton Customer, Captain Black Snowboard Dust. Black Snowboard Dust is going to be the fastest one of those three. It's also going to be the most powerful. So, that's where we're at. So let's see. I'm going to take some. Oh, we'll take this one from Kaz. Thanks for the advice earlier this year for my Capita Space Metal Fantasy. Bought and rode it this past season in Oz and loved it. Also, can you explain the difference between centered and extruded base? TC, take it away.
Yeah, so centered base, think of literally just a long strip of plastic. That's pretty much what it is, a plastic with a little bit of pores in it, where when you put wax into it, it's not really going to absorb the wax, so it's going to be extremely durable, where you run it into rocks, you run it into whatever, it's not going to do too much to the board. You don't have to take care of it. It's really just like that beater car that you have. It's not going to be the fastest thing out there. When you get a centered base, they literally take that plastic, and depending on the number next to the center base, you'll read it. It'll be like 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, whatever they call it. Like whatever the number is, that's how many parts per square inch or square centimeter. One of those per square little area are pretty much all of those little sticks of plastic pushed together and compressed. So they become very porous and they'll absorb wax into it, allowing your board to slide faster, wick away all that moisture, all that shit. So when you get a centered base, it's like a bunch of those sheets pressed together so they become porous, and it is going to be a little bit easier to damage, but it's also going to be easier to repair. And as long as you keep it waxed and hydrated, it's going to stay better longer. So I consider a centered base like your skin. Like when you see your base getting all dry and cracked like your skin is, getting ashy, then you put a bunch of lotion on, aka wax on it, and it's going to keep it better, keep it tougher. Your skin works better when it's moisturized. Same with your board. When it comes to an extruded base, it's like clothing. You don't have to do shit to it. Clean it up every once in a while and you're all good to go. Like, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, that's really what it is. It's the process that it's done. One's harder, one's softer, one's more durable, one's more fragile. It's kind of how it goes. I mean, that's the easy way of doing it.
Yeah. Science,
Yeah, science, yo.
Science.
Science. Anyways,
What it
I
is.
think we're gonna call it a day. I got to get some food in me or something. We're supposed to meet up in like an hour and a half for dinner. We should try to push that up to 6.
Well, Eli, we'll talk about this after.
Okay. But yeah, so anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Thanks to everyone that did what they could. I know we're skipping super chats. We are hitting a point now where it is just harder to find stuff, and we're going through it. We're just getting bigger. It's harder. It's harder. We're working. We're trying to do everything right. It's tough. Don't worry. Black Friday is coming. We are giving away a ton of stuff. There is boxes of prizes for this. So
yeah.
So we're going to do that. Remember, check out the cultural mystery link of the week. Check out all the video links down below. Remember to watch the top 5 from yesterday. That was a good one for the party boards. And if you're coming to Breckenridge tonight for the Locals Appreciation Day party at the Riverwalk, TC and I will be there after 7. So we look forward to seeing you guys. Once again, though, thanks for everything. And before we leave, I figure why not? Because people need this one more time. Because
she's stoked.
You need it. You need it. You know?
You need it.
Oh my God.
TC
I still don't know why I don't know why I tried to grab the ledge like that was ever going to help me in any sort of way, but yeah, whatever. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the super chats. Sorry we didn't get to them.
Sorry, guys. We'll see you guys next Thursday, though. Have a great night.
Later, guys.